The playoffs are in full swing as we welcome you to this postseason contest on EA Sports. Today, an NFC battle in store for us between the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. Where the road to immortality begins for most teams, we're underway for Wild Card Weekend. Tyrone Tracy now to return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
All right, let's get this one on the road, Brock. It is 1st and 10. Now here's Cam Scatteroo on the ground. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
It's one of those sneaky little runs, Kate, that gets you enough yards to create some doubt into that defensive coordinator. You could stick to the ground, you could throw beyond the sticks, really create some indecision now defensively.
It's Scatteroo on 2nd down. There's the intensity we expect in the playoffs. Defense going big play hunting, and they get him behind the line. Just couldn't get outside quick enough to take that D-line out of the picture, and one of those guys impressively got on the edge and caught him.
You know what's scary in this game today, Kate? When you watch the combine and you watch these 280-pound DNs that run like 4 sets. Yeah. I am really thankful I don't play quarterback in today's game.
3rd down now. Here's Dart. And he's not going to escape. The Seahawks brought the pressure, and they got him. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down. The Giants ready to punt, and they're going to send out the lefty, Jamie Gillen, for the kick. And he'll make the fair catch. Didn't make it to the 50. This one just short of midfield.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down.
Ready.
They run it with Saquon Barkley. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
So gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd.
Ready. Yes, set.
And the receivers, it gets crushed behind the line, and the ball comes out. And it's picked up by the Giants. And what a way to begin the scoring, Brock, as they take it back for the touchdown. The Giants get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. That was awesome. The return became a question of, does he have enough steam to make it back before someone runs him down?
That is the most sprinting we're going to see him.
Oh, and it's no good. So an early hiccup after the touchdown as the score will stay at 6-0. Nice little energy on their sideline after that bumper return scored, and with plenty of energy, he'll send this one away. On the return, it's Rondale Moore. He's got a lane up past the 30. And they'll be happy about where they're about to take the field. He's up to the 35 on the return.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready, set.
And into the line, the Seahawks in a good spot as they prepare for this 1st and 10.
Set, huh?
Starting on the ground here with Barkley. There's the intensity we expect in the playoffs. The defense going big play hunting, and they get him behind the line. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Ready, set.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's brought down after a short gain.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Ready.
So a tough spot now. This is 3rd and 9.
Red, cycle. Needle, blue. Blue, 32. Hut.
3rd and long for him here. Chased out to his right. That finds Besh, complete. And this great effort winds up getting him well into enemy territory before he's brought down. That goes as a gain of 25 yards and picks up the first. So a fresh set of downs now from the 39.
Right, 3, 3.
39-yard line.
Let's go now. Ready, ready.
First down, a run with Barkley. And they catch him, but not until he's picked up 8 yards. It's 2nd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
After that little 8-yard scoot, here comes 2nd and 2.
Set. 40, set.
They go to Barkley again. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a 3rd down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next 3rd down coming.
Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10.
Here, hut.
Option play. They give it to Barkley. Makes a tackle. He's still going. And their next snap is coming from that red zone as he reaches the 14. And it's a gain of 12 on that one. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
That result right there is why coaches all across all levels of football on defense talk about good, solid tackling, Kate. It's not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when you can bring a guy down, you're able to and keep them from piling on those yards.
And this play doesn't work out like the last snap, right? So he can only get back to the line as the defense all over this one.
You want to see the term read and react with a little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Giants' 14-yard line.
Okay, right.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Red, 38. Hut, hut.
Here's Lance now. Brought in. So a solid gain there, Brock, but still 3rd down and short that they've got to figure out now as they pick up 9 on that previous play.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. He picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
All right, looks like they're going to try to power this across. Goal line formation on 3rd and inches.
Ready.
He has it on the QB sneak. And this drive is going to continue. He's taken down at the 2 on 3rd down. They've got themselves a 1st and goal. 1 quarter gone in our opening round game of the NFC postseason. Our score, 6-0. More from Lumen Field in just a minute. back now for the second quarter. And the Seahawks, they have got to look towards the end zone.
Ready?
Barkley is in. Touchdown, Seattle. The Seahawks tie and can take the lead here in the second. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Jake Moody on for the PAT. Oh, it's a fake. Looks like they're going to throw. He has it near the goal line. And he is in for two. No one expected that fake as they lined up to kick it. And with it, they've taken the lead.
Well, that's a big-time call and took some serious guts to send in. They had a long way to go to pull it off, but his faith in his special teams rewarded.
Dixon to kick off for
On
Seattle.
now is Dixon to kick this one away. Brandon Condrington to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25.
Codrington on the return. The Giants take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Giants lining things up. First and 10. On the handoff, here's Scatterboo. The flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. That holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Here goes Dart to the air. Screen here for Scatterboo. And they're going to get to him after a gain of close to 5 as they send him out.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. He sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
All right, here we go. Second down. From the gun, here's Dart. And he just got it away before the hit, but the pass winds up incomplete. It's going to be third down.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Here he goes, third and long. Off his back foot, he hucks this one. It's in or no, they dropped another one. Pitch dropped on back-to-back plays, Brock. It does force a fourth down.
You know exactly what he's thinking. Hopefully next time it's a little bit easier. The degree of difficulty on that one high. Throwing to double coverage, odds are against you.
This was a miss hit, Brock. Low and pretty short. Not a great result. Well, for the punt team at least, this one down just inside their 40.
38-yard line.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38. Toss play to Barkley. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 7, Brock, to begin this drive.
That is just a great drive starter. What every offense wants. It gives you a little bit of energy, a little juice, and now a really manageable second down.
Nice run last play. Sets up 2nd and 2. Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And this is near the first down, but they need 1 more yard now to get it. Third down at the 29. So we'll take a pause for the injury, and that looks like Derrick Henry, who's in need of some assistance out there.
Got it.
Giants with an extra DB out there now. Third down.
Here we go. Hut, hut.
We'll go with a design keeper. And what a play. They never gave him a shot to get that single yard. He's going to lose some yardage. 4th down coming up.
A 4-yard
It's results like that that drive coordinators nuts. Premature balding, gray, wrinkles, all of it, Kate. You call something conservative. The last thing you're thinking is you're going to lose yards on a 3rd and 1 run.
On 4th down and 5, the offense staying out there.
Shot. Ready, ready. 15 old blue. Strike. Hut.
They'll throw for it. He's got it to his running back. And he will get the first as they touch him down.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the 1st down.
They give to Barkley, left side. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Brought down by Paulson Adebo.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Come on.
Line up the design keeper. And whatever they were trying to do there is not going to work. Defenders all over it, so they take him down for a loss. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you called 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Ready,
3rd down, Giants coming out in a dime look.
Drill green. Here we go. 60 red. 60 red. Ready.
To the air on 3rd and long. Pass caught. It's Hunter. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that means a fresh set of downs for Seattle. And that right there is about the best you can hope for against double coverage. Good chunky yards, and more importantly, Brock, you don't get burned taking a risk.
Yeah, it's really the defense that gets burned, and that is just demoralizing. You got double coverage, you got what you want, and 2 guys can't stop 1.
And they're going to be humbled here on 1st down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play.
I know they say it any time he comes up in an interview, but they appreciate having him on this defense so much, Kate, because of plays like that one. Those are great instincts. It takes instincts and want to come up and run support, and not many corners can make that stop.
And a nice game here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Now, not much scoring to this point as we've reached our 2-minute warning. Seahawks with the lead here at Lumen. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3.
Blue striker. Set. Ready. Ready.
To the air. Lands. And he's going to have the Seattle touchdown. The Seahawks blow their lead just before halftime. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was. And the kick is missed, but there's a flag on the play. Looks like a defensive miscue is going to give them another try. Well, any contact on an extra point is going to draw that flag, and it's going to let them try the point after again. That kick a whole lot easier after that penalty, right? And he sent it through.
Makes the score Seahawks 15, Giants 6. Michael Dixon, the kickoff.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Codrington now to return it. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down.
The Giants take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
First and 10 from the 32. Give to Scadaboo here on the zone read. And he stopped after picking up 9, so they're set up well here with 2nd and 1.
While that run may not move the chains, Kate, that is such a confidence builder. It sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
Going right back to Scannaboo. This time they've got him. He can't break another tackle. He will go down behind the line.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. Second and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical third down.
It's on target to Johnson. And he is hauled down right at that midfield stripe. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down. Out of the gun this time, here's Dart. That pass is caught by Wandale Robinson. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. The Giants using their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. 2nd and 3 now. Dart out of the shotgun. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far, it's not met the standard they set for themselves.
Following the incompletion, we stay at the 35. It's 2nd and 10. Dart gonna throw again. That's incomplete left side.
Kate, I think that's a little taster, a little entree of what's to come for this wide receiver. He's going to have to make some plays into some contested coverages, and he couldn't do it right there.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So that brings up 4th and long.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. All right, down a couple of scores. They want a bigger swing than just 3. They're going for this. They'll go. Here's Dart. The throw left side finds Johnson. And he won't make the marker. They rally to him in time. That's going to be a turnover on downs.
You go for it on 4th down. It's got to be something from the short list of plays you expect to work every time. If that one's on the short list, I think it's got to be reevaluated. Something wasn't working on it, and it cost them the possession.
Okay,
Only 10 seconds remaining here, so 1st and 10 may be our last snap of the half.
let's go.
He'll throw it. Got a lock behind this one. Downfield it goes. Deep sideline shot is caught, and he gets out to stop the clock. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense, and they can try for some points going into the break. Only time left for 1 more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. Ball on the right hash, the distance 43 yards.
Okay, that's just an excellent play call to get a chunk of yards and set up that field goal before halftime. Job well done.
So we'll see if it's a kick return that ends our half, or if we get a play from scrimmage, as this one's away. Power squib kick is taken in. It's hauled down on what is the final play of our first half. So we're through 2 quarters now, still a half of football to be played. We'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Brock, that was enough of a break. Back to playoff football as the second half of our wild card game gets underway. Moore with a return. He's going to reach that 34-yard line before he stopped.
Hey, you go into halftime with a double-digit lead, your number one objective, and they'll all say it in that locker room, it's 0-0 to begin the second half. So you want to come out firing the same way you did in that first half, and that kick returner, he took matters in his own hands.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34.
Ready,
They're going to go with Barkley on the counter. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. 2 on the pickup there, and it's going to be 2nd and 8.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
ready,
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
here we go. 50, green. Ready,
Throwing his lands. It's a screen to Barkley. He dodged the tackle. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Every offense in this league is looking for a back who can be an athlete and a bruiser at the same time. You feel lucky if you got one. Someone who can, well, eat up space when the lanes are open and deliver a little punishment to stretch plays when that tackler tries to meet him in the hole.
And they'll start some work to do now on 3rd down as he only manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Back now, pressure coming. Trying to set up that screen, but it falls incomplete. And now they're facing 4th down.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
That black shot. Black 40. Set.
4th down, pass coming. Escapes the pocket. He gets it to Fant. And he's able to get this down to the 36. That's a gain of 10, and staring at that turnover on downs. Instead, they pick up the first.
10 at the 36-yard line.
Quick, yellow. Ready?
Running left, this is Barkley. Jukes away from one. And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
Yellow, hut.
Here's Lance. Completed over the middle. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives the Seahawks the first.
Seahawks, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Here we go. Ready?
Working inside the red zone. Bails out of the pocket quick. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete.
This defense, they had a plan. And they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Let's hut.
Back to throw, it's Lance. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's out of bounds. Looks like right around the 5-yard line, partner. So they're going to be set up with 1st and goal.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal.
Ready, ready. Hut, hut.
They're going to run with Barkley. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Seahawks grow the lead coming out of halftime. Saquon Barkley, the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Michael Dixon to kick
On
off
now is
for
Dixon to
Seattle.
kick this one away. And he wasn't chancing a return there, putting it out on the back of the end zone for a touchback. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10. Now Dart. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it sets up 2nd down. Running with Scannaboo. Well, a lot of effort there, partner, but no results. He fought through that one stop, but only managed to get back to the line of scrimmage. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Third and long for him here. He finds Neighbors right side. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
A full quarter to go, but they feel like they got to make their move now. They are going for this. Dart gonna go for it on 4th. He puts some juice on a deep throw down the middle. And he had it for a second, but unable to hang on. And the possession literally slipped through their fingers as they turn it over on downs.
On the double.
They've got 1st down here from the 36.
Ready. Blue. Set.
They're going play action. Taking a chance to the end zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
You know what that route is called, right, Kate? OTB. Over the ball. And those are the ones you've got to hit. You've got to be able to play offense from the inside out. Got to find a completion right there.
Quick throw to the left is complete. We'll take this ahead to the 34-yard line. Brought to a halt by Deontay Banks.
Makes it 3rd and 8.
On the set.
3rd down here, need 8 on the play.
Down. 50. Set.
Throw here, 3rd down. Complete beyond the marker. And they haul him down just a foot or 2 shy of the red zone. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
We're down to 1 quarter before we determine our wild card winner. It's Seahawks football, just 1 quarter away from a postseason victory. They'll come up on 1st and 10.
Black swap. Let's go. Black 40. Ready?
On the handoff, it's Barkley. Wow, he had to power through 1 tackle just to get back to the line that time. Now a pause to attend to an injured player, and this is a worrying sight. It is Saquon Barkley who was hurt on the play. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9.
Let's go now. Hut, hut.
Here's Jerome Ford for the first time this game. And he's going to be stopped after a pickup of 9, and that's going to make it 1st and goal.
Danger, Kate. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
1st and 10.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Here we ready.
Another one for Ford. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. First down play, that's a 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
That sure looks like a terrific call after you dial it up, because the execution was awesome by everybody. You get that kind of run on 1st and goal, it sets the table for more success.
First down run, nabs him 5, now 2nd and 5.
Here we go. Red, cut.
Staying on the ground with Ford. And the defense wins this rep. That's stopped at the line, and now they've got 3rd and goal.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you've kind of set yourself up. Actually, you've set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
On the ready.
This is going to be play number 8 of this drive as they set up for 3rd and 5.
Ready, ready.
Throwing now off the play action. Headed out right. And it's incomplete on 3rd and goal.
Tendencies tend to show themselves, Kate, and really come to life on 3rd downs. Right? They want to go to their best receiver. Defense knows it. They know that tendency. They double it, and they make the play.
Oh, it's a miss. He sent it wide right. And this stays a 19-point game.
Something I would have never said 20 years ago, Kate, when I started this business, but it rattles through my big old noggin now. That miss really has an effect on fantasy football owners more than anybody else. Imagine the poor soul, somewhere, anywhere, who ends up losing in fantasy this week, specifically because of that miss.
A dangerous throw, and he almost got burned by it. The interception dropped it incomplete on 1st down. So play number 1 almost ended this drive. Let's see what play number 2 has in store. From the gun, here's Dart. Throwing the out route complete. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
Giants, 1st down. 1st and 10.
Scatterboo now from the gun. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They gain 11 on that play. And the Giants are going to have the 1st down. Here goes Dart to the air. Escapes out to the left. He can run it.
The positive of that effort, he didn't go backwards, didn't have a negative play. If there was a negative, you didn't get a whole lot done with your legs. Got to be more efficient now on 2nd down.
8 yards to go, and let's see how they approach the 2nd down. Driving forward with Scatterboo. And they will stop him as he gets this down to their 39-yard line. 12 yards on that play, and a good call, and that's up the 1st.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And finally, they bring him down. He shook off a couple of defenders there on a nice pickup. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets him just as many yards as a short completion would have.
Connects with Johnson. And this is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Here's Scatterboo. How about this? He can't even get past the line of scrimmage. No challenge for the end zone here.
Guessing everybody in the huddle on the sidelines sure wanted a little bit more from that run, but you didn't go backwards. Still in a great spot, and can't wait to see what they do here on 2nd and goal.
Scatterboo again. And this time the defense rallies to him. He's stopped for a loss.
A 3-yard loss on the play. It's 3rd and goal. On 3rd and goal, it's Dart. Dumped off to his running back.
And he's bottled up the line on the final play before the 2-minute warning.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do it through the offseason, you do it through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force fourth downs just as they did.
And he will score. Touchdown, New York. The Giants get it back to within 2 possessions. Man, Brock, that defense held up 3 straight plays. They just couldn't come up with the one final stop they needed to get off the field.
And how about this offense? Courage of the offense to run it back for one more snap and make the adjustments on 4th and goal to finally punch it in. Quite the mini little chess match we just saw play out over those last 4 plays.
The Giants will line up for the
All right, they're going to throw for it. And the conversion is no good as that pass falls incomplete.
That is tremendous defense. First and foremost, you've got to defend against the run on this short of a field. To do that and adapt in time to force an incompletion, boy, that is a huge win for the defense.
Turpin with a return. Good work so far. He's got room. And he's going to be out of bounds with some outstanding field position right at midfield.
Hey, listen, I get it. I'm as guilty as anyone. So hyper-focused on offense and defense, often forgetting it's special teams in a play like that that can swing a game. What a great return now to start out on a short field, and you've got to believe all this offense is thinking is let's capitalize and find that end zone.
Here we go. Ready, ready.
First down, run with Barkley. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Let's see what they went with. 3rd down.
Ready.
Another run for Henry. It's a gain of 5, but they still need a bunch here on 4th down.
A gain of 5. It's 4th.
So several thousand 12th men and women cheering as the Seahawks win at home. Well, safe to say, Brock, the nerves are out.